hang out here for 1 second. Good Time Zone Fiddles, welcome. Motor City Yamama is tired of facing mono red, and do you have any constructed decks that are climbing the ladder? I have some. We can talk about that maybe a little bit later. Jay sent me his latest take on the submarine assignment, and Siratemi, I don't think we have a choice with War of the Spark, do we? I think we just, the vote was for War of the Spark, and this is the only War of the Spark queue right now. Unless I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you let me know. Oh, for constructed. Gotcha. Probably best of one for ladder climbing, right? Yeah, I see what you're saying. But if they're trying to climb the ladder, I assume they're talking about just best of one ladder play. Anyway. Oh, I'm going to tell you about my sponsor, Card Kingdom, and they have a promotion that I want to tell you about. And let me make sure. I want to get all the details right here, so I'm going to find my little thing from Kevin Harland. Okay. Any pre-order of $25 or greater that includes at least one Modern Horizons sealed product, so you can probably get an individual booster, or if you're going to order a whole box, you're going to get this. You'll receive a special edition sticker featuring 6 of the most popular modern archetypes. So what does that mean? What you're getting stickers? What are you doing with those stickers? Well, you can do whatever you want with them, but deck boxes spring to mind, but you could put them on your laptop or wherever you apply stickers in your life. However, I want to show you what they look like because they're cool. So I'm going to go to left monitor for a second. And then I'm going to bring up the sticker sheet. So this is the sticker sheet you get if you pre-order any Modern Horizons sealed product from Card Kingdom right now. And it's a cool sticker sheet, and you can, if you play any of these decks or know somebody who does, you could get a sticker, throw it on your deck box. I think they're pretty sweet. I love stuff like this. I have a lot of modern decks built in one form or another, and I'm totally the market for this. I love blingy storage stuff for cards, and I love Card Kingdom. They're always including cool stuff like this. They could just sell you the cards. They could just give you the best deals on the buy and sell prices in town, but they also always try to throw in something sweet. I love Card Kingdom for that. So if you want to get these sweet sticker sets, that's what you do. All right, let's go back to Battlefield view here. Thank you, Card Kingdom. Actually, we're going to go to draft view as we're going to jump into this War of the Spark draft. What do we got? War of the Spark, you say? Role reversal. We are on the free-to-play account, so we do want to be taking rare drafting into account here. Jaya's Greeting and Spark Harvest leap out as the top picks, or Tybalt, actually. You could make a case for Tybalt. Role reversal is very good, though, and we're going to take it for rare drafting value as a pack one, pick one, and also, if we end up here, that's great. Hey, Bizarro Navarro. Welcome. Oh, I want to see let's reload this. So voting was working on Dominaria. I'm curious if it works in, yeah. So that's what I thought. It's just I don't think the author of this Deckmaster has updated for War yet. We're going to take role reversal and see where this draft heads from here. Ugh, this is much worse. Be nice if we could have one of those removal spells left over from the previous pack in here. I have not really thought about streaming any Magic Online. I've kind of avoided that so far, and I don't know. I could see maybe. We'll see. We'll see if there's demand, we could switch. I feel like I'd have to set up do a whole pass on layout and stuff for Magic Online that I just haven't done yet either. Valhalla's wants Ashiok. Are we going to build around Ashiok here? Might as well. There's nothing. I mean, you can get Mowu. Ashiok at least does go with our first pick color-wise if we end up there. Yeah, this is a disappointing pack. That's the problem. It's not that Ashiok is any great card. It's just that, like, we're giving up a Pyrohelix, a Finisher, or a Populous, like, or a Mowu. The opportunity cost for possibly working an Ashiok deck into our play here seems worth it.
Tonight. I'm hungry.
I think that was fine, Zach. It's not a big cost if we don't play that. What are we taking here? Divine Arrow, strong. So there's 3 decent white cards, which has been typical of War draft these days. Honor the God Pharaoh and Thunder Drake play into the role reversal, but I don't want to just blindly take that, although they might be the best here. Like, I'm also looking, like, Crunch Wrangler and Ceratok are perfectly playable green cards, but they're not like, oh, pick 3, we should pivot in this direction. Like, given that there's no strong signal here, like, even these white cards, while good, are not like, oh, you gotta be white. So then I think we want to take something that works with what we've done so far, and that's Thunder Drake or Honor. Thunder Drake doesn't tend to wheel. Sometimes Honor does. Bond of Passion isn't really on my radar for this, even though I've played it before when stretched for playables, and it wasn't terrible. But I don't think we don't want to be... You know, if we have a Bond of Passion in our deck, then the draft didn't quite go the way we were hoping, is what I'm saying. So yeah, let's I also like the cut blue. That's a good, you know, we talk about not making signals to the left so important that they make us take a less good pick, but in this case, between these two, might as well take the blue one and really try and cut the blue when given that chance. We can take Contentious Plan to continue down this path pretty nicely. Laptop Reaver is probably my favorite card in this pack, though. Feels like whenever I'm black, I can't pick these up, and when I'm not, they show up to taunt me. We could take the Reaver, though, and see that this is, you know, if we cut this, that's fine. If we splash that, that's fine. So Reaver, as the best pick, maybe is what we should take here. Contentious Plan also does wheel sometimes. So, yeah, we'll take the best card. We're only on pack 1, pick 4. Let's take the best card. What's the best card here? We can take some potential bacon later. I think it comes down to the middling Shriek Diver versus the middling Pyrohelix, or we could take the middling Artifact that will go in any deck. Hey, Bruce, how are you? Let's see. I am trying... This is a pivoting type of pick. It doesn't seem like much, but like this could easily tip us towards red or black in the longer term. I've not been prioritizing Skulker because it's a 5, but when I pick one up, I've been okay. Nice. What did you? So Bruce is talking about in our first Dominaria draft back, we had a deck called Bomb Salvage that just drafted a bunch of great legendary creatures and then a couple of soul salvages to make sure you recur them at the end of the game and force it through. We are drafting War here, double Ds. Hey Rob, welcome. Yeah, I guess Pyrohelix has the higher upside. Agreed. And we could still bail on red as well. Like we could take Spark Reaper here, no big deal. We can take Bully, and it kind of goes in anything. Maybe this is a Bully pick to keep us more flexible, but Reaper's been falling for me a little bit. I just have had a hard time finding the time and window to activate the 3, but once you do, you know, it's pretty good. It's been a 2-3 for 3 a lot for me, is what I'm saying. But Bully, taking a Bully, it's not hugely impactful, but it can go, even if we break back towards black, we can play the Iron Bully. So I think I'm going to do that. I think Spark Reaper is better than Iron Bully, but we're still so muddled about where we're breaking in terms of what we're hoping to add to this blue that I'm going to take the one that can go in anything. Carrion Feeder in Modern, huh? All right. And now we're getting a little pushback towards black. Obviously, Sorin's Thirst has not lived up to some expectations we had for it going in as a quality removal spell. But we also have Invading Manticore. So here we are again with at the red-black crossroads. Note that we tried to cut blue, but basically we've been cut from blue. We went Roll Reversal, pick 1, Ashiok, pick 2, and then it was Thunderdrake, pick 3, right? So like our first 3 picks were blue, and then there's not been a blue card justifiable since. I guess we could have taken that Proliferate cantrip, but I'm a little worried about the blue. But yeah, I'm going to say Sorin's Thirst is weak enough, and we only just have this as this is our only black card, so let's take the red card. Guild Globe here is interesting. It's both good in the spells deck for like triggering Thunderdrakes and triggering any non-creature spell stuff that you see in the format. So let's take that. I like a stealth mission. I'm not super high on it, but certainly for the spells deck, the blue-red spells, this is fine. Here's another Thirst and a very replaceable 5. Is there any world in which we go back towards black here? I suppose there is. Again, the only, like, this is a splash. This could be splashed off the globe. I think given that, we'll take the Thirst. Hey, it did come around. This is great. So this kind of settles. Now I'm kind of done with black. I think we found where we're at. Yeah, Silverwing here is nice as well. I don't really play the wall. I'm happy when my opponents do. And a late Catharsis as well. And this is best of 3, so we might bring that in, but I don't hope not to start it. We have this rare draft opportunity, and at what cost? Rare draft? Wow, not much at all. Like, I think we have to rare draft here because the opportunity cost is so low. Yeah, Banana Jack observes the Reaver, but that ship has sailed. I think we're pretty solidly red-blue here. I think Time Twist, Stealth Mission, and Blind Blast are all the types of cards that wheel. Same with Goblin Assault Team. Like, these are all just, I certainly don't need another Stealth Mission, and I would take a Time Twist, especially nice with Ashiok when they go after Ashiok and you reset him. It can be devastating, but well, again, this will probably wheel. I just think there's nothing here that's worth 20 gems to our win percentage to justify taking over Deliver Unto Evil. Prison Realm could be splashed, but this goes right into what we're doing. Maybe we can wheel this or this. Sad Cruelty, that if we had been in black, we could go down that path, but I'm really happy with Saheeli here.
You've never seen anything like this.
Saheeli combos extremely well with creatures that sacrifice to do stuff, or creatures with triggered abilities. Yeah, we're going to take the Sphinx out of this pack for sure, but I just want to talk Saheeli for a sec because I particularly want to get this. Having Saheeli increases my desire to have a Weird, the blue Weird, which is sick with Saheeli, and also if we get the Flux, not Flux, what's the dude? 2/2 for 2 and a blue that when you cast a non-creature proliferate. So we're going to look out for those, but this is great. One of my favorite combos with Rescuer Sphinx is good old Guild Globe. Drop a Guild Globe and bounce it back on 4 for this, Flux Channel, thank you. Yeah, so we're going to hopefully get a Flux Channeler and or some Weirds to combo with Saheeli here. But get in here, Rescuer Sphinx. Another thing you can do is reset something like Ashiok with the Sphinx. Frequently, like if you can minus Ashiok like 3 or 4 times and then find a way to reset, you're probably going to win that game. Here we probably just take Contentious Advance, or Contentious Plan. Not great. And again, some decent black showing up, showing we could have had a good blue-black deck as well, but I think we're definitely on plan here. Advance, I'm not too impressed with, and it's 4 mana for one thing, but Contentious Plan does everything we want to do here. We want to add counters to Ashiok and Saheeli. We want to cast 2 spells in a turn for Thunderdrake, and we want to add counters to things like Thunderdrake. So, yeah. Yeah, black is seeming a little open. We're locked in now, but that's we were trying to figure out how to break left or right there, and we broke towards blue, and it's towards red. And maybe we'd be better off with a black-blue deck right now, but certainly the blue is flowing enough that I'm feeling pretty good here. We'll take Narset.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the veil of reality are lost.
Narset doesn't go in every deck, but she ought to go in ours. We're doing a lot of non-creature stuff. And has the rudest, maybe the rudest, forgotten static. Casting card draw into your opponent's Narset is a real feel bad. We'll take no escape here. There's a Time Twist I can get behind, certainly over anything else we're seeing here. I think this is a pretty good Time Twist deck, almost to the point where I'd play 2. I particularly like Time Twist when I have a lot of Planeswalkers that I like, and Narset, Ashiok, and Saheeli qualify. Saving, when your opponent attacks your very weakened Planeswalker, being able to Time Twist it, save it from attack, prevent the damage because they don't get to like turn the attack back towards you, and reset the Planeswalker is really big. Yeah, I'm not going to take this. I'm just saying I really like it and considering having 2, but certainly not here over Dam Breaker or Transmutation. Transmutation is not great, but it's even better in best of 3 where you can side it out if it's bad or bring it in against gods and whatnot. So hopefully we get another Dam Breaker because I like having 1 in these decks, but we'll take a Transmutation here. And I'm going to let it be in the main for right now. Back to the Cave asks, what did I study in college? I went to college expecting to... My plan was to major in creative writing. In fact, the fact that my college, Macalester College, dear old Macalester, the fact that Macalester had a creative writing major is one of the reasons I went there. And I intended to major in creative writing and minor in theater. Actually, I was a big theater goob in high school and wanted to pursue acting, and then got to school, did theater for like the first quarter and decided that wasn't for me actually, and then fell in love with philosophy and ended up going with a philosophy major and an English minor. Super useful stuff, people liked to joke, but honestly, I really loved majoring in philosophy because one of its core tenets is critical thinking and how to engage in a debate, how to make good arguments and how to interpret the arguments of others through a critical thinking lens. And studying those topics and practicing those arguments and practicing those exchanges of ideas and information is probably the most valuable thing I got out of my college education. It's really made me a better problem solver as an adult. What are we doing? What problem are we solving here? This could be our other Time Twist. I guess it is. We're out of black, so I take a Totally Lost here. Another Catharsis for the board, or just Vault Progress. I'm going to take Vault Progress. Are we ever bringing in 2 of these? Like, ever? I don't think so. No, Banana Jack. It impacted every aspect of my life except for Magic. For some reason, cannot seem to apply those lessons to Magic. This is crazy late toll, and we easily could have had a pretty good black deck. Heck, we probably still could. We just moved into it right now. Kind of want, yeah. Here, I'll take it on the off chance. Like if we open a Bontu, I'm gonna take Bontu, and we can switch towards black. Take a Silver Wing in case of that. Well, it's not Bontu, but this is splashable in red blue with another Guild Globe. Like if we pick up another Guild Globe, what would we be giving up to take that? Like nothing. All right, we're gonna take Widespread Brutality and maybe play it. It also, if we don't have enough army, if we're not amassing enough, this might not be worth it. You know, a selective Pyroclasm is not the end all be all, but there's just nothing. Like I want this Dam Breaker. Like that's all I want from this pack. This is literally this Dam Breaker, and I think we can wheel that. So let's take the rare for play / maybe splash, maybe just gems, but we'll take that. Here we have an Angrath. Don't know if this is an Angrath deck. I really like Angrath, but here's a Guild Globe we hope to wheel, but I think we want Thunder Drake or Sub. Sub has gems implied. It is a non-creature spell to trigger non-creature stuff, and then when you do get it in, it's pretty sweet. Drake seems better to you. I'm going to take the Sub. If this were 1 in a blue, it would be no-brainer Sub. The only thing that holds me back on Sub is the blue-blue side of it. But I love having 2 mana non-creature spells in this deck, both to help get counters on your Thunder Drake and to trigger everything else. We have enough creatures to defend this, to do anything with it though. Let's take it. Another Rescuer Sphinx. Spark Harvest, making us sad about our life choices. Haven Eternal is good as well, but I like the double Rescuer Sphinx, especially with this chance of wheeling Guild Globe. Really hope we wheel that Guild Globe. That would be... That's like kind of the number one thing we want out of that, out of the wheel. Hey, Jaya's Greeting is nice. We continue to see... Oh, the black isn't quite as good in this pack. Great. Oh, we can take Solar Blaze, also on the splash. Solar Blaze, if we're expecting to wheel the Guild Globe, is not a bad pick here, but I do want a Greeting, like... And this doesn't necessarily get everything you want, and can sometimes hurt your own stuff. Hard for me to pass up the gems here, but I really think Greeting is exactly what this deck needs, so I'm going to take it. And we'll take a plan here over Turret Ogre or Skulker. I just want to be all in on our plan here. A second Ashiok or a second Greeting. Ooh, this is an interesting pick, and there's no rare drafting to muck it up. This is interesting because you'd get a second Ashiok, and it really does start to become a plan, especially with time twists adding to it. But maybe it's even redundant, like maybe the first one is good enough. But if we go mill plan, like, because we can get the Greeting and just be on straightforward value plan. Yeah, this deck could use a Burning Prophet, but what do you want to do here? I appreciate the observation that we'd like a Prophet, but there's not one in this pack. There is, however, an Ashiok and a Jaya's Greeting. Valhalla's wants Ashiok. I like the Greeting here, I think. I think we're actually probably more likely to win via Ashiok with a second Greeting than a second Ashiok, I think, if that makes sense. Right, the Raptor, Ashiok plus 2 time twists is like having multiple Ashioks anyway. And I'm not even sure we're going to play both of those. So... Crushed Descent, not a real card, really. Well, it's not like our 4s are super full, and I don't think we're going to be playing this at this point. Got a lot of playables. Yeah, take another Manticore, especially if we don't get one of those 5/6s. We'll be happy to have the power and toughness available. All right, here's a No Escape that I like over like a Bond of Passion. Although second No Escape, probably not playing either one of these, but we'll take. So given that, I should probably just take the uncommon for Vault Progress. But we might play 2 No Escapes, so I'll take. I put it up to the votes, Vaporkin. For some reason, War won in a landslide today, so I'm just listening to the people. Bottom end of the curve is... Yeah, but it's all right. We don't, like... I want to be this tight 2-3-4 deck anyway. I might cut at least one of these. This is not going to... This isn't making it. And probably one of these isn't. This is closer to where I think we're going to end up. Was this the one? No, I think next pack is our Guild Globe. Did we get the Globe? Big question mark. I think next one, it's either the next pack or the pack after that might have the Guild Globe that we really, really want. Come on. No. I guess we're not really trying to splash anymore, so it's not a super heartbreak. But we'll take an Assailant in case we need to fill in our 2s. Alright, we didn't get our second Guild Globe back, which is too bad, but let's see what we... Oh, we got 20 gems. Make a note of that. One second here. All right, 20 on the grind today. Back to the Cave asks, don't know if you've been asked this already. What do you think about the fact that we are not even getting phantom drafts of Modern Horizon on Arena? It doesn't surprise me at all. Phantom drafts are not just a thing you snap your fingers and get. It's a new tech ask, and you gotta go and code that. It's even if it's not even if it's not difficult, like any new feature is difficult in a software project like Arena because it has to go through so many passes of QA and whatnot. So if they're not ready to do Phantom, then that means they have to prioritize that as a feature. And prioritizing Phantom as a feature just so they can allow people to draft a set with cards they can't own. It does become a new thing to explain as well. There's nothing on the system yet that says this card you're picking is not actually your card. So that's a cost, like having to train your audience on this new Phantom feature. And I don't think it all adds up to a hard pass for the Arena team this time around. And yeah, and it would be the introduction of so many old mechanics would be a lot of work for the dev team. And I don't think they would initiate something like that just so that you could Phantom draft Modern Horizons. They would only undergo that effort if they were...
Sorry, Ryan. I don't really know.
I didn't ask you. Yeah, that's why I didn't ask you. I didn't expect you to know. Yeah, that... and now I've completely been knocked off my train of thought. But yeah, I don't think they were going to go... They won't go through the work of introducing something like Modern Horizons unless they're going through the work of introducing something like Modern. And I don't see that happening soon. So it doesn't surprise me that that Arena is sticking to their standard frontline product guns until they get more of their other priorities taken care of. Okay. Back to deck building, and speaking of, let's go to the deck building view, get out of your way, hide up here. And where are we at? 43. Cutting 3 of these cards, potentially adding... We have a 6 creature deck. See how that's going to play out. Definitely don't want all these time twists. Maybe just one. And maybe we need to add in... another Silverwing. Cut a stealth mission. Yeah, I probably can't justify a stealth mission with this few creatures. I think, do we have, let's see, do we have any, what's our amass situation? Maybe we have to cut the submersible. And this is like only ever putting a counter on itself, basically. Don't like the low end of this deck at all. Might have to do even something like... Can we cut an Iron Bully? Nah, I guess the Iron Bully just has to put the counter on itself, and then we try and proliferate it. Yeah, Bully's not very impressive here, but like... What are we cutting? I'm not sure we want to go down to that few creatures. We could, though, even cut that instead. I want to keep the globe. It triggers Saheeli. Saheeli can turn it into something, right? Can it? Yeah, it can become something with Saheeli. X4 Roland wants to get rid of Time Twist and a plan. I could see getting rid of a Time Twist. I don't know about getting rid of the plans. I think plans, these are going to really make the deck hum if it works. Adding counters to our flyers. Like, I'd almost rather just ditch a Silverwing, even though it's cutting another creature. We don't quite have the oomph I want to have for this deck. Like, if we had some outbursts, rouse outbursts over these no escapes, that kind of thing, then I'd be much happier with our position. But we have some work to do for sure. Yeah, you might be right on the submersible. It's hard to cast, and we really don't have the creatures to crew it. So I'm gonna agree with that. There's a lot of things we don't want here, double Ds, but we have to come up with a cohesive deck. All right, I'm gonna actually let me take a quick break to get a beverage, and then you're going to think about what our final cut is here, and maybe final 2 cuts. This is a deck that you could argue should be 16 land. It's got a Manticore, but we got a lot of wheel spinning going on with Contentious Plan and Guild Globe, such that we may be able to run on 16. So there's my 2 remaining questions that I'll leave you with as I take a short break of what 1 or 2 cards we cut, and we cut 2 only if we're going for 16 land. So be right back. All right, I'm back. What do we figure out? Yeah, we really did need a weird, and we didn't. I don't think I ever even passed one. We just never saw one in the whole draft. Reset press. Double D says, yeah, feel like we got the spells part of this deck, but missing the payoff side. X Roland likes 2 Manticore. That's fair. What if we did that? Oh. And that. And then that. I kind of like that. Let's see. We've got some flyers. What are we calling this thing? Rescuer. Do that. Rescue Walkers. Sure, that's a name that I haven't used before, and so therefore is fine. Double D's likes 2 Teferi twists. You like them better than like a timed contentious plan. I'm going to run with this for now, and we can revisit twist situation at sideboard. And let me update stuff here. That's correct. Format is best of 3, and we are 0-0. Okie doke. Whoa! Glad I wanted to keep that because I was just trying to click on my screen to put it back into focus. Instead, snap kept. Was gonna go ahead and lead on contentious plan. Ooh, now we maybe have to. Let's see. All right. Well, this is the problem of our deck, right? Is that we've gone creature light, and I really don't need that now. Windows, thank you. If we're not going to play Narset into this board, which I doubt we will, because even if they don't add to it, it's still too much of a threat to Narset. So sadly, I'm going to contentious plan looking for different action. All right, well that is some action. It's not board action, but it's a thing to do on 3. And it does make a 1/1, I suppose. We're getting rolled though. That's not bad to see. We can pitch. I didn't even need to pitch Narset, but no, we'll try and get on lockdown here. I'm gonna risk pitching a land. It might put us off Manticore an extra turn or 2, but I think it's the right choice here. Now we'll see if we can drop that Thunder Drake and get it going. I'm gonna take a big hit here though. They got a clean attack for 5. We're kind of in that spot that makes removal so important. Because, I'm glad they played card draw there. We couldn't really handle more pressure. Ooh, and we got a role reversal, which we could consider for this 1/1 here. But anyway, what I was saying about removal is like we don't really have time. We could roll reversal because that would actually make it safer. But I'm going to wait in case they play something bigger. But we're going to play Thunder Drake, and if they have snap removal for Thunder Drake, it puts us in. Excuse me. It really puts our back against the wall. Whereas if they don't, we're kind of stable. So, not that people really need a reminder of why removal is good, but it's interesting to look at these spots and just see how the difference between, oh, I have a removal spell versus I don't, swings the entire game. And let's see where we fall on that scale today. Because if they have removal, I can't imagine them not taking out that Drake on sight. And they didn't. And it changes everything, right? Like, removal, they swing back for another 5 and we're down to 7. Versus... Oh yeah, sorry, I owe you that. Especially since Thunder Drake did its job. Yay, Thunder Drake! So that worked. Really was hoping to draw a land there. And I'm not sure now if we should... We could Rescuer Sphinx back this army token and have a 4-3 and a 2-3. But they also left a bunch of mana up, which scares me. They got 5 cards and all their mana. So I'm actually going to just pass this, and maybe this No Escape comes in handy. That's interesting. They didn't... Yeah, I think maybe they were waiting to counter something we did. Maybe. It's like a splash color there. That could mean a lot of things. Ugh, all this card draw from Oppo is going to be tough to overcome here. Although, again, if they can't find removal, we're pretty stable. Would love for them to play something we would want to No Escape here, just so that we didn't leave our mana up in vain. Nope, instead they got the removal, and we got nothing to stop it with. Yeah, interesting that they did not attack there. Alright, we have a 5th land, but with no 2s. Our options are one of our 3s or keep up Totally Lost. We could roll Reversal. Actually, I think I'll go Rescuer Sphinx, bounce army token here. Reversal and hold up the counter. We only had 5 lands, so we couldn't do something like reverse hold up counter. Ugh.
So I let myself in. But really, sometimes people rely a little too heavily on the spirits.
We have fallen behind and cannot catch up. We could... Guess we... Guild Globe... See if we can find a land, and then Narset. No, Narset doesn't work. We could Saheeli Guild Globe. That gives us 1 blocker. I'll do that.
Well used all.
Even if Kaya decides to take out this servo and they send everything at Saheeli, if they don't add to the army, Saheeli at least lives, and then maybe we can do some stuff. Citadel is a powerful magic card, especially at 20 life. Doubt we can recover from that. But we could roll reverse for it. The trouble is we can't make much use of it. They're coming straight at us. So I'm going to say no blocks. Well, no, I should block because then then Avian Eternal isn't lethal in and of itself. Okay. Probably have another land on top, so we could take the Citadel so it doesn't completely wreck us. I think we kind of have to do that. Oh yeah, the globe is just there. The globe has already done its job. I'm just deciding if, like, I think we do have to reverse for the Citadel or reverse for Kaya. But I think we just can't beat the Citadel. We also can't cast anything though, so that goes. So we're gonna play this. Can't do that. So, not dead yet on board, but not feeling great about this. And in this case, I think we just have to try and take this trade. Okay. Still not dead yet. We have totally lost on the Eternal to create a chump for the Giant, although then we have this problem. Manticore creates 2 creatures, but nothing on the ground. Like, the problem is we need 2 things. Like Silverwing. Let's start here, I guess. Yeah, we have to not die to the Aven, right? So we need to either totally lost the Aven, rescue our Sphinx, or Silverwing. We do have 8, though. So with 8, we can create... and Silverwing... Oh, it can't block. We can't quite block. I guess we can create a Narset to create a chump, and then... Let's do this. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go Narset... Draw.
Are bound by hone your prowess.
Ooh, greeting. And that changes it right there. So now we can greet Eternal, and we create another token so that Kaya can't double token us, or can't take out a token and have us lose that way. So we're gonna do that. And for what it's worth, we have no escape up. Time twist, you say? I think we'll keep that. I'm roping out, and I'm not sure if that's good for us or not, but I kind of want to... Oh, we could even time twist off of Citadel if we need to. That's interesting. True, we can make Citadel into a servo. Not sure what that does for us, but we could. Yes, we should. We could, but I was thinking we were still at 4. But yes, we won't because we're now at 2 and would die if we did that. If we can play out a reasonable creature, we can turn on this, copy it to the servo and attack Kaya dead. That would be nice. Oh, I let that resolve. Why did I let that resolve? Sorry, folks, I was distracted. That might have just cost us a game we were coming back from. I hate myself sometimes. It's hard, though, to play and talk and everything. Not completely dead that yet, though. Let's go with 8. I'm going to Narset and try to find a land on top.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Never didn't had it. We were just doing that on purpose to take out this finisher. Right, yes, that's what I meant, of course. So we're going to go... this will be a good turn. We bring back Narset. She gets the reset treatment. We now have a 4/3, and we can't. What's Kaya's static? Hexproof. Let's see, I gotta forget all the statics. We are going to turn this into this. It's only 3, but it'll still get Kaya nice and low.
Now?
And now Kaya's not a threat to take out a blocker.
Whoa, that one actually got through.
Yeah. Agreed. We win with Ashiok? Do you mean in the abstract about this deck Back to the Cave, or in this game specifically? I mean, Ashiok doesn't win us this game outright, but... Oh, thank you. Let's get to Battlefield View. Appreciate that. At least that one was not covering key info or whatever. We'll see. I just need to... We need to keep board control and go from there. Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, this is game 1 still. We hung on. We're hanging on. One mana short of countering that Skylord. That would have been amazing. I should have... if you want a time twist something to come back, you need to do it in opponent's second main. We've already passed it, so we need to keep that in mind and set a stop here. In fact, I'm going to set a stop just in case. Yeah, no, totally lost no escape. The Skylord seems correct, and we may be able to do it in a way that brings the zombie army to Earth or something. But see, this is where I don't feel like we have time for Ashiok per se. Maybe we do. Let's start with 9 mana available. 9 mana. And Lost plus no escape is 8. Yeah, maybe that's the play. Is just Ashiok, Totally Lost, and Mill. We don't have Kasmina. Oh, Kasmina's Transmutation, sure. Narset and Transmutation on the Skylord. Yeah, we can do that too. Make some it'll make a bunch of Saheelis. Yeah, let's do that. A lot of options here. And that's one that leaves up no escape, so I like that. We stole it. We stole their Citadel.
If you wish to surrender now,
With role reversal.
I'll adjust the trick for
Woo! Maybe we just want greeting. That's even better. Let's just kill it with fire. Because I'm playing quickly. I don't know. Let's bottom that. Because I'm at 0 hourglasses and roping, so my plays are not going to be as tight as usual. Let's see. We got to also win this game. We want to leave all of that up. Let's turn this into this.
I know how to stop you.
Send this at Kaya so she doesn't get reset or proliferated.
I'll do that.
And then now we have enough to hold counter here. And we can drop Ashiok next turn and actually win the race to the bottom of the library. If they have an aid for Kaya, we have the no escape, so that's good. Yeah, that's a fair point. It's a tough... There's a lot of choices in this format, and there are ways that it could go well or bad for you with a lot of these different choices of where to put stuff. I mean, there's plenty of proliferate in white, although she was multiple proliferates away from getting back to relevance, so that's true. Maybe getting River is the right play, but they have to do it now. It doesn't matter because we're going to Ashiok next turn. So if they get her back and try to recast, we get no escape. And if they don't, and they're looking through their graveyard, so it looks like they may be doing exactly that. We never did get any weirds. But I think we're going to actually get a scoop here if they go Aid the Fallen. They don't have the mana to cast both of those, so they get to choose one, and we counter it. Even get another Saheeli token for our troubles. Yeah, we'll keep Manticore. I mean, we might not ever cast it. We have another one already, but I think our plan... Yeah, maybe I should have bottomed it, because we already have one. I don't think our plan is going to change based on the top of our deck at this point, though, is the thing. That's a good point. We're almost using the second mode of that. All right. Let's go ahead and Ashiok now. Yeah, I'll play the land. We'll take a look at what Narset has to offer.
Meditate and
Nothing.
prepare.
Oh, I'm not worried about our library at all with Ashiok pulling us ahead in that race. In fact, we'll do that now. I don't want to totally lost anything here, so...
Nightmares remain.
4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to leave everything up, and we'll have Totally Lost and Time Twist available. And so let's put another stop there. I didn't use Saheeli here, but it's kind of like new game plan. I just want to stay back on D and get there with the Ashiok. I think with Twist and Lost up, we're in great shape. We have two ways we could go about this. We could, well, let's see. That's fine. We'll let them do that, and then we'll break their heart. So we can totally lost the Skylord and chump the 5/5, or just totally lost the 5/5. It does. Unfortunately, I thought they fixed that bug, but then apparently they didn't. I don't know. All right, yeah, let's just lose the 5/5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suck it, giant. Uh-oh. Well, we got the Sphinx to block that. They didn't draw. That's cool. I don't want to bounce Narset. We could rescue Narset and then get the transmutation back. That seems good.
Focused and disciplined.
Great weekend, Dionysus. Thanks for
No
asking.
obstacles.
Bounce Ashiok for 2 mils. Well, too late for that. Although we can, I still think we're in good. A lot of ways to approach the end of this end game here. And I do like Ferengi's observation to cast Silverwing. It puts us shields down on like a time twist, but what we don't want to do is lose because the Sphinx gets removed. Although, no, let's follow up on the plan, actually. Yeah, this was the plan. This is still good.
Open mind.
And we don't get the time twist here, but I like bringing this dude down to earth. Hold on, Dionysus. Tight game here. We'll chat about the weekend in a bit. Again, no, I'm not even going to attack here. That's not really what we're about. We're just going to get there with Ashiok. That's the plan. Just making sure there's nothing else we want to do. No attacks. I could turn a servo into a Sphinx and attack, but we are not getting them from 28 to 0 before they mill out, so it just doesn't even matter. Yeah, there's just no reason to attack. It's not in any way, shape, or form plan A, and probably not even plan B. Unfortunately, we had to use up all of our blue for double Sphinx, double blue Narset, and single blue transmutation. So our shields are down on time twist. If they happen to take out Ashiok here, then we might have to try and find a way to deal all that damage. But they would have had to top deck it. I think if we just untap with time twist, the game is won. Yeah, Vampire Opportunist would be a sad way to lose. We're not out of the woods. We are in a very good spot, but we are not out of the woods. Just gonna... They have no cards in hand, so I'm gonna take these trades so that I can Ashiok their ability to get them back. Here's what we are up against. Good looking deck. Got a battle ahead, that's for sure. No good reason. I think both of us are just kind of playing this out pretty rote here. But that was a suboptimal for sure. Should have just eaten it with no real consequence.
I aspire for more.
Now we just want to... I guess a Silverwing is... And we can also play this. Let's do Silverwing. Yeah, what is their white card about? Maybe we'll find it here. Gateway Plaza. So they seem to be doing something with white. Maybe... Oh, Bulwark Giant? And Elite Guard Mage is what we see for the white component. Now with all of that, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With 8, we can even play a Manticore and keep the time twist up. Even, what? Dionysus says that's not a punt? Oh man, must not have been a punt then. I mean, this just goes on the back. I'm not even going to activate Narset. We have everything we want right here. Yeah, I'm not even going to attack. It's kind of a free attack, but I'm presuming that we just get there here. Yep. Wow, that was a good game. I mean, there had to have been a point in that game where you all thought we were not going to win that, right? Maybe it was the entire time, but we did it. Grinder indeed. So, black, blue, card draw, removal. Basically, they're playing an attrition game. I don't think we run an assailant. They were coming out of the gates pretty fast. They had the Reavers. Catharsis. I would aim Catharsis at Kaya, if given the opportunity. We could put in Stealth Mission for that purpose. Weekend was solid. Dionysus played some Magic with Adam and Marshall, invented a new format. Basically, 4-player, 2-headed giant draft, except you don't play with a second head. You just double draft yourself and then draft 2 decks. That was fun. Played some tabletop gaming with my old buddy. We played Azul and Baseball Highlights 2045. And I played more games with some other friends. So a lot of heavy gaming this weekend. I'm wondering if we want another No Escape in here. But for what? Probably just running this back. Yeah, running out of time anyway. All right. As someone observed, Saheeli was pretty much the MVP of that game and goes to show the importance she has in our deck of becoming the creatures that we lack. Do I recommend Lords of Waterdeep? Dionysus, I have put out a call for you to download the game, install it, and join and play against me. If you go to the Discord in our Discord, there is a Lords of Waterdeep subject topic, and if you just want to, if you enjoy that game digitally and want to play it, you can give me your username there, and we can play. Peak Lords of Waterdeep is 3-player long game Undermountain expansion, in my opinion. So that's mostly what I play. We're gonna throw this back. It's not doing enough. Much better. And we'll keep the land too. Almost doesn't matter what we keep. We have Honor the Pharaoh and Scry 1 here, but we do want to get up to this Manticore, so I'll keep the land. All the information you... Oh, sorry, that's I turned it off. The information is correct, but it's funny. It showed it to me while I was editing it, but then didn't expose it. There you go. Oppo's slowing it down here. What's up, Spearman? Lords of Waterdeep is a great tabletop board game. It's, if you like drafting, it basically has a feel of drafting. The worker placement mechanic is very draft-centric in its feel. That's what we didn't want to see. That was what I was calling out. Jaya's Greeting is terrible against that. They're probably going to follow with another one. Then we'll have to, like, Jaya's Greeting the army token to get, like, half a card's worth of value-ish. I don't know. I guess it's somewhat of a full card. Both halves of the amass. Yeah, I'm not in any hurry to run out the greeting here. If they played another Reaver, would we? Maybe not even there. We just take the 3 and see what we can find. Hopefully they don't add to the army, and then we honor the God Pharaoh next turn for something, and at least create something that threatens to trade with their army. We could cast the toll and cast the greeting in response. But I don't think Oppo is going to take it, and if they do, that's fine. So we let them strip it. I think they're going to take Narset. That's what I would take. Maybe the Manticore if they feel like they just can't answer it, but I expect they have, like, removal or whatever. I would take the Narset in Oppo's shoes, depending on their hand, of course. Alright, they wanted to take that. We gave it to him. And let's pitch this island. They don't know about it, so maybe we pitch the mountain instead. It's not like we have double red. So I guess I'll pitch the mountain since they don't know about the island. And we don't need double red. Okay. If that army can survive, we at least get to put a 4-3 on the table. Their exile zone, when we reviewed it at the end of the game, looks so chock full of removal. I, again, don't expect it to survive, but we'll give it a try. If nothing else, at least it'll hopefully buy us some time to make it to invading Manticore to stabilize the ground. Maybe put down Narset behind Manticore and find some value there. That's good for us to see. That's less so, which is why they took the greeting. I think knowing they could get this army up to 3-3 is a good reason to take the greeting out of our hand. Why even bounce? Because I'd rather have a counter on the flyer than 2 creatures, I guess? I tie success to happiness, the creation of it for yourself and others. Narset maybe gets us 1 spell if we play her here. Because if we play Narset, she minuses and then dies to the zombie army. So is it worth draw one spell, gain 3 life? Narset plus? What do you mean Narset plus? Alright. We won't overthink it. Can be sad to play your planeswalkers into potential death, but ooh, well, we can take Time Twist. If we take Time Twist, Ashiok goes away, but Ashiok's not getting us there this game, so Time Twist. Time Twist, save Narset. Put a stop here just in case something weird happens and they don't attack or whatever, and we still want to do that. I don't know. I guess we're never going to Time Twist Narset unless she's under pressure specifically, but we'll see. Just in general, I think it's probably correct that if you have a Time Twist, you set a stop on their second main, just in case. Yeah, we could wait and blink Manticore, but this is why, too, we might want to just blink the Rescuer Sphinx. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We go down to 3. We might just not be able to beat it on that alone. I think if we do win, it's going to be because the Sphinx survives and we cast the Manticore and it holds this ground. So let's save the Sphinx. They can now choose to go at our face or go at Narset. They probably send the army at Narset just to get that out of the way. And then we get a 4-3 back again, and a 4-5 and a 2-2. We could return Narset, and it gets even bigger. And it gets big enough to block... we're going to make this to have big enough to block that. I'm going to... Interesting. I'm going to decline. Because then we can use Narset here and see if there's anything different we want to do. Like maybe that Jaya's Greeting changes things. It kind of does, doesn't it? That allows us to greet and have no escape up. And they know we have the Manticore, but they know we have the Greeting too. Let's see. So we go... Yeah, this is fine. We just go to 1. No big deal. I'm waiting on the Greeting. Maybe I shouldn't have. They have blue, but... most of the counters that people play are just like the no escape that don't stop this anyway. But they could do something like the hexproof. Yeah, I should have Jaya's Greeting on their turn. This is a little bit fancy play that could come back to bite us. Well, attacking is actually not great for them because I mean they get us down to 1, but we get to eat a creature and kill the other. Like, it's a pretty big play. All right. Well, I'm gonna do this now to see if we need. This is. I'm not sure what's correct. You block, and then. No. Well, we need to block it no matter what. Yeah, if it's plating, that's what I'm thinking about. But if it's plating, we still get to block, so it doesn't really matter. We got to block no matter what. In fact, maybe it's correct to try and make this trade, and then use the greeting on the guard mage. No, we'll give this a shot. Oh man. Yeah, plating is trouble, but we don't have much else we can do. Yeah, you think block and trade is correct? Okay. Gotta counter anything here. Bottom that. Well, we're gonna try. And that helps keep us safe, so we'll keep it on top. They might have a counter spell here, but we're not dead if they do. Or they don't, okay. Well, we have the totally lost to not die, and I think we just use it now. If we could do a trick like put the Skylord on top and then eat it, but then they just recast the Skylord, so that doesn't really get us anywhere. The only other thing we could do is the reason to wait would be if they play something to make the army bigger. Like we want to get the army fully. Like actually, that's why I'm going to wait. First, they didn't show us anything in response when we waited last time, so they will had to have drawn it. And there are legitimate plays the opponent could do that. They try to go lethal with this and make it a 3-power creature. So we make them draw something, and then we have a pretty good hidden card here. So, like, yeah, let's see here. We get to... We have to just let that happen. Unfortunately, we have to chump here. I think we're going to lose this one, but we're not dead on this turn. Maybe we actually do have to do it this way now and hope we draw something. Ashiok is already on the bottom, isn't he? Aren't they? Well, almost, Thunderdrake, almost. Yeah, they got these early Reavers are really rough for us, so we unfortunately can't get it done on this one. This is particularly bad against them. I want another no escape. Over what, though? This bully. Bully is really not doing much. Yeah, let's go with this. All right, I like Oppo's deck a lot. We'll see if we can overcome here. Come on. Good hand. Yeah, I like Guild Globe into Rescuer Sphinx a lot. This is our first game on the play as well, which is nice. Now we actually have a choice on 3. Honor or No Escape. Probably hold up No Escape, although we'll see what they do here. Oh, double No Escape, you say? Except we did not draw a land, and I really want to make sure we go for Sphinx on 4. So I'm going to ditch, actually, a Silverwing. Looking for land. And we'll save these for later. I think these are going to be good for... Oh, Toll is so frustrating. God, I hate Toll. Unless I'm casting it. I mean, this is what the Toll is, right?
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
It's just Rat Burglar Plus. But we'll drop a Drake, see if we can't pump it up. Real bummer, though. I like 4/3 flyers on turn 4 a lot. Well, here's where lack of creature count in our deck is going to be a problem. Oh, at least we get to greet that. And I'm going to do that before they can untap and get value out of it. Well, 2 no escapes they know about, so they just get to feed us stuff we have to counter. Maybe they'll try and feed us something that we can kill with the Pyrohelix and just let it resolve instead. That does not qualify. That is worth a no escape. But terrifies me about what's left in their hand. But we can keep totally lost. Simple 18 turn clock here. We can even shorten it with the Pyrohelix, no problem. That can resolve. Yeah, I don't know if disguising mana with Guild Globe does something, but we might try that later if we... yeah, you can have that. They're trying to resolve like a Sky Wing Lord or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I kind of want to wait for their flyers, but I like the scry. I want to find more pressure or more control elements. That's very nice. So now I want to let them cast any creature that's really good, and we reverse it, and we save no escape for like Kaya. Are we hold lands or play lands? Let's see. What do we have? Do we have... We have enough card draw that we should probably play our lands. Well, they get the card, but we get the giant. Yeah, they may be worried about our role reversal. We could do that too. I was just going to roll reverse the giant, but if we really worried that if they've got the citadel, we could just transmute here. We have a guild globe, so mana is not a super issue, but we also kind of want the globe to send it to trade for the citadel if they do that. All right. I'll transmute. If we're saving the reversal for a possible citadel, we need to transmute here. Hey, Tim knows, yeah, first draft, first match. Game 3 of match 1. It's been quite a grind here, as it can be in War of the Spark. Could even offer that trade. But in case we want to roll reverse for a sweet, sweet, sweet creature, then we're going to save our 1/1 for that possibility. Alright, now maybe the globe trick will work. We'll see if they might have a no escape of their own here. But we're going to do this and then...
Beg for your life. It makes your nightmares. This!
You better watch your back from falling.
For more.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any, really. That's pretty desperate. We could no escape that, but do we care enough to no escape that? Going wide with three 1/1s against Ashiok is legit. I think we gotta... Not what I thought we were saving our no escape for, but again, I just felt like we had to. Manticore's nice.
Vigorous swine!
Make this
this quick. I'm bored. A mind is a terrific thing to waste.
We could take Davriel and give them Ashiok after a minus. That puts them at mill. They should still be a threat to mill, but also they're not really threatening our life here. And if we just play the Masticore, like I don't even need the role reversal anymore. I kind of want just the totally lost. Although we're going to probably discard both of these. We're going to discard one, play Manticore, discard the other. So it doesn't really matter. I like the Manticore here. I mean, they're really up against it here. We Ashiok, protect him once, Ashiok again, and they're at 4 cards. Mill swap totally lost. That's a possibility.
All I've left you is pain.
But it wasn't because we couldn't keep both, actually. Davriel was making us get rid of one of them. I like the thought, though. We're just going to hope that this lands and is enough.
Behold. This is difficult to digest.
Perish the thought.
Yeah, 2 harvest might save them. If they have harvest here, that would be pretty good. Did Nick show up?
Good.
Ah, nice. Okay.
You're fine.
Hey, Nick.
It's but a dream.
Nick posted a pretty sick deck that was running Ashiok. I know we may not be exactly eye to eye on Ashiok, but we're not, like, far apart. Close to a second Manticore, but no. Should be it. If they can't... Yeah.
I aspired for...
Like... Well, maybe they can get us in time. We'll find out, I suppose. That's pretty big. Attacking for a lot in the air. Honestly, they really need to fix this animation. I didn't think that had flying. I had forgotten it didn't. Or I've forgotten that it did. Come on, Watsy. This has flying. I can tell. But right now, they're threatening... They've already attacked, so we go play. They draw to 3. They attack us to 11. We go, they draw to 2, attack us to 6. We go, they go to 1, attack us to 1, go to 1. So right now, they're actually winning. We need something... We need something for the Skylord or the airport, or we're gonna lose. Oh, don't talk about deserving to win. We deserve nothing. Oh yeah, Davriel is a threat to our life total. We'll see if they value the ongoing pinging versus the card in hand.
Ooh, sorry. Not really.
Alright, well, we'll play this. And I guess we swing away here. This doesn't do much. This is on the ground and these two fly. So yeah, we're gonna regret that failed attack and actually turn sideways here. Our clock is pretty good too. What you gonna do? You're just gonna take. You're gonna put the giant in front of one of these, but you're gonna take the 4. Probably just take the 4. Let's have a nice top deck that puts this away for us. How about that?
Ugh, what a whiner.
Puts it away for us. Puts it away for us is what I was saying there. Now... So, let's see. This is on... 1 or fewer. So we can keep these 2 and prevent the Davriel at least, and then that means we attack all. Now, we don't need to take out Davriel because we're ahead of its damage now. So missed attack is actually a big deal. Somebody caught me not attacking because I was resting on my Ashiok laurels, and we could lose the game because of that failed attack. Lethal on board. I don't see lethal on board. Have you read Davriel? He says cockily as though he reads all planeswalkers at all times. Yeah, but then Davriel goes away.
Pick your brain for a minute.
Yay! Woo! Wow, that was a tough one. That goes into great matches. We did it, guys. We found a way. I love it. See, here's the thing. Vaporkin roots against me, but since my win rate is over 60%, I win that battle way more often. I make Vaporkin sad way more than he makes me sad. Right back in. Ugh. Not actually much better, but we'll keep. And I'm going to say no to the land, try to find some different action from what we have here. We get a different Manticore. All right, would love a land off the top now for that Silverwing. I think we're in 6 to 8 range. Not many creatures at all. Aboo! Not a good start here, but at least Oppo's not pressuring us. Feels like they're on counterspell, but they can't counter this with no escape, so maybe we'll do this and find a land. We do! Could conceivably time twist the globe if we wanted to draw another card here, so I put the stop on. Although, that really doesn't matter, it doesn't... that's unfortunate. Might have to transmute the weird up. See if they get anything out of it. Even better. Although I kind of want to just Thunder Drake and try to get 2 spells next turn, but that's being greedy against one of the better cards in the red-blue deck. In fact, we have none of them. Are No Escape and Bad Quench the only counters of the format? And there might be... I mean, that might be the only literal counters. Of course, there's like the hexproof, instant, that kind of thing that kind of is a quasi-counter. Oh, Veto, sure. Veto is worth considering. I've forgotten about Veto in the past, and it has cost me. I guess we let that happen and then maybe transmute the 4/5. Seems like a really low value play, but a really low value play is dying to a 4/5. However, we are looking to make our own Manticore, so maybe it's hasty to do anything about these two, and we try to resolve that with creatures of our own. We're at 20. I'm going to play Thunderdrake here with shields down, and then maybe next turn we have either Masticore or multiple spell turn. Yeah, that's rough. No blocks, though. Gotta find another way through this. Not great. Not great. So now we have to, like... time twist the globe and transmute the Manticore just to get 2 spells. Sorry, here's your meme. Really want to do 2 spells here, and we can no longer afford to sit here. And actually, this could get countered by this could get countered by the Bad Quench, which would not this one, but the follow-up. But I think we have to try. Let's see if there's a pause here at least. Not really a pause. I think this is safe to do. A little bit of a desperation turn there, but let's see if it stabilizes. That's pretty darn good. We can totally lost the token and get a Manticore down of our own to try and stabilize, but we are going to go pretty low to do so here. Can't really make that block, though. Excuse me. All right, how do we not die now? Oh, my daughter didn't turn off the RoboVac, and now it is driving the dog out of the living room. Yeah, I guess Manticore sets up good blocks, so we'll just do that. I'm gonna go turn off my vac while this happens. Well, that's probably game. We're in forced chump, and then we play. So we force chump. We go to 3. Then they're at this. We go to 2. They're at this full board, and we untap and play a Manticore and chump again. Chump, chump. Go to 1, and then what? Like, this is over enough that I'm going to just call it. And yes, I do recommend a RoboVac. It has helped. It has helped a lot. If you can, you got to keep the floor clear enough for it to function, though. And if you're in that spot, it's great. Yeah, doggo hair is swept up automatically, and I really like it. I have a quick setup takedown that I've optimized where it's like I play a little Tetris with my furniture, and so that it optimizes the RoboVac path. Don't celebrate yet, Vaporkin. You get a little taste of happiness. I see what you did there. And you're wrong. It's not that good of a search. So, mirror match. What are we doing here? Kind of like the other no escape in again over the Iron Bully. Might just make that the norm here. Didn't see anything else, though, that I think I wanted to make any changes for. So we'll do that. Oh, invalid. Did I take something else out? What's going on? What did I accidentally cut? I don't understand. Well, I can put the bully back in, but I don't... Oh, the no escape didn't get in. I see. There we go. I clicked, but it didn't work. I mean, to be fair, Vaporkin, that's on reputation alone. It's not like I've done a side-by-side search comparison between Yahoo and Google, but certainly Google has the market share victory. We'll keep this. Oppo to 6. 5, 5. Yes, 4, 4. We'll take it. All right, Oppo mold to 5. Let's see if we can capitalize. Contentious Plan is so good with the Thunder Drake. Like, we could go turn 4 Thunder Drake, Contentious Plan, and it would be pretty nutty. But I think it's a little greedy. We want to just run this out while we can. Probably no escape anything we can here if they offer, except not that. I just don't care about that card enough. Don't kill it. I'm just going to Silver Wing here, although we could leave up, we could Contentious Plan, but I would like to wait now and try and actually get some proliferate value here. And let's just stay on the Drake on D. No, I want to win Silvery MS. How do you want me to say that? Silvery MS? Silvery Miss? Silvery. I'm fine to root with, I'll take a win any way I can get it. I have no shame. Well, within the rules of the game, I'll take it any way I can get it. I was going to go for the Manticore. But they're holding up what looks like it could be no escape. And the cast trigger still works even if it doesn't resolve. So let's go Silverwing. And in case they're playing the bad quench, let's play Silverwing first. Thunderdrake of their own incoming. We can't stop that, so we're gonna globe it up. Rooting for an opponent. I meant rooting for an opponent to have mana issues is like you rooting for me to lose. Rooting is to hope for that outcome and to cheer for that outcome. Yeah, we'll attack. So many ways to approach this. We've got defense and Ashiok. What about Ashiok Contentious Plan here? Could do Ashiok leave up no escape. I was just trying to get the double spell thing. But we could Ashiok hold counter. I think I like hold counter. If we're playing Ashiok, we're saying we're trying to make Ashiok work for us here, in which case we're becoming a more defensive game plan anyway. The Thunderdrake holds off what Oppo's got going on, so let's just stay on defense and keep up the no escape. Well, rooting in a Vaporkin root the word rooting. I mean, I don't know if you're just trying to get your English vocab or whatever, but like rooting is to cheer for an outcome, but it doesn't have anything to do with the joy of other people's problems. I mean, we could play honor or plan, but I want to leave up no escape. It's true that it gets it out of that range, but I'm going to risk it. Yeah, I don't know. We're either saving the no escape against what they might cast, or casting something to try and take Drake out of like Heartfire range, but then we still have Silverwing. I'm just going to pass. We can't stop removal, and that stinks, but I think we want to try and prevent... Yeah, see, they're behaving a little desperately here. I'm gonna try this.
Relent.
Yeah, I should hold off on my land till I know what we're gonna do. Let's, okay, they're done. I liked that one change. Might consider it. We had been talking during deck building about 2 time twists. I don't think I'm there yet. I think the 2 no escape is better than 2 time twist. So I'm gonna keep it going. Whoa, close to being awesome. If this were an island... I'm not sure if we can keep this, though, given that our only play currently is no escape. What do you think? Is this a keep or a mole? Probably a mole. Although they're not exactly speedy. I mean, they didn't show like they're just bursting on the scene. But if they ramp up to their manticores. I'm gonna mulligan this. I think it's not doing enough. Well, it's funny, we lost our red mana and one of our cards. Other than that, it's the same hand. We'll keep this. And do we even keep the mountain? We're gonna need red eventually, right? One thinks. I'm gonna keep the mountain. It'd be silly to bin our other color and then like never see it again as we draw red cards. And yeah, we said they didn't come out of the gate quickly, but then in game 2 we did see a Grim Initiate, so... Don't play anything! Alright, that's great. They didn't play anything. That makes me feel good. We have Honor the God Pharaoh for turn 3, probably over the Ashiok here. Oh, I could have spun my wheels last turn. The globe shows up late. Late globe. Now, though, I kind of want to play it, even though it's late, and set up Rescuer Sphinx next turn. Well, we got some Planeswalkers to protect. We'll see if the Sphinx can get it done. I don't want to lose to the double initiate deck. Let's get this going on. Come on. I need you to survive, Rescuer Sphinx. Make this work. Don't kill it. Don't bounce it. Let it live and protect. Oh no, that's such a bad sign. Such a bad sign. So if it's Jaya, they get to easily handle a Grim Initiate block. I think if we block the army, they're probably trading the army plus a removal spell to finish off the Sphinx. It's actually smacks of like Pyrohelix. If it's Pyrohelix, what do we want to have accomplished here? If we make this block and lose the Sphinx, what are we doing on our next turn? We could like make we could make the... Yeah, we just don't have much of a board next turn, so I think we have to say no blocks and try and stabilize on our next turn. See what they do here. Alright, so now we want to set up... Probably Honor the God Pharaoh... Guild Globe into God Pharaoh, and then roll reverse the token to get, like, the Invader. Might get a Greeting, though. If we get a Jaya's Greeting, I think we just want to take out the Invader, so let's go hunting for that first. Yeah, Honor for the army swap is part of the role reversal plan. And what do we pitch here? I'm going to pitch the island. Alright, we didn't get exactly what we wanted, but we can plan here. Maybe this takes the Sphinx out of range on a level that that'll work. Let's try this. Although if I'm going to swap this, maybe I should have just not kept the counter on it. That would have been pretty obvious, though. A bit obvious. So if we don't block here, we lose, right? Because as Nick points out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and becomes a 12-2. So this is a forced block, and we will... If I throw the Sphinx, they only have to do 1 to kill it. I'm gonna do this. We actually may need to Narset looking for Jaya's greeting. Yeah, you're right on time, No Escape. Good work. So, we can Narset. If we just had that army, we could roll reverse for Kefnet. That would be sweet. But, no point lamenting what we cannot do. I think we have to... See, if we Guild Globe, we could draw what? We're looking for now the transmutation. I think we have to Narset and look for one of our answers.
I know 88 ways to defeat. I have just the trick for this.
Thanks, Narset. Good work, good work. That's basically all for us. We're locked into blocking the invader, and if they're smart, they just attack with everything, and then even if we block the invader 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we go to 4. I think we're done on this one, but we'll play another land, and we could roll reverse Kefnet, but that doesn't really even do anything for us. I think we're just done for. You want an Ashiok? I mean, I guess the Ashiok, like, maybe they freak out and go after Ashiok. That's our only hope, is that they misplay against Ashiok. So we'll try to do as Roland suggests and give them a something to misplay around. Pretty frustrating to lose to this because we have plenty of removal and disruption that if we just disrupt this invader, then we were in better shape. Of course, Kefnet shows up and says you had no chance, but funnily enough, the invader is what we have to block. Or we just straight up die. I should just be moving on. We could be playing another irrelevant match right now. All right, we are up against it now. This deck has struggled to really be solid. We knew it was missing some of the big parts of the blue-red deck, but it's got some good stuff going on. But now we're at the critical juncture for this account. Are we going to get gems back or not? Let's find out. That looks good. We've got Greeting into Ashiok into Rescuer Sphinx Ashiok if we want. Yeah, let's get win number 2, all right? Oil Beef Hooked has mulliganed, so keep that in mind. Give us something to greet. Kind of like No Escape up, but we're going to get Ashiok going with no pressure.
I leave you.
Yeah, we're still losing gems at 2 wins, but the difference between going away with 0 gems and going away with 800 is pretty massive. Kind of like... Well, we're certainly doing this.
Good for you.
Difficult to digest.
If we Ashiok and pass, then we're looking to greet / twist / no escape. Got their Kaya, huh? I wasn't looking. I was going to look later, but good to see what they're up to. Green splash stuff. Because we could Rescuer Sphinx, pop Ashiok back, and just have a 4/3. But then what are we doing? Are we trying to win with Ashiok or not? What's plan A? It's not very efficient, but it does make... I'm going to greet this now. And we'll keep Narset on top. We could use some land, but I like Narset in this situation. I didn't want to give them... let them untap into combat tricks. That was my thinking. Some people play combat tricks, especially in... white-green. There's that white one that's, you know, a counter and first strike and life gain and stuff. I guess maybe that still would have worked for that. Never mind. That doesn't count. That survives.
Behold, my dreams dissipate.
Now I am going to bounce Ashiok back with the Sphinx. It resets him, makes it so that they can't, like, remove the Sphinx and attack him. Bully, huh? And no need to block here. We might be able to get another counter on the Sphinx, and then it can handle the Pegasus. Yeah, I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna just take this. Alright, got some more land as well, which I was hoping for. We could go right back to Ashiok. We could also get Narset here and have the Time Twist at the ready. We could also do Ashiok and have the Time Twist at the ready. And since that's kind of our main plan here, let's Ashiok, grind him down a little more. And then Time Twist to save Ashiok as needed.
Nightmares are the balance. You're fine. You will be haunted by this tool.
I could attack to, because we're gonna Time Twist to save Ashiok anyway, but I like leaving the Rescuer Sphinx back to continue to sell that we're gonna have to do an unfortunate block to save him. Ashiok is really frustrating to play against. I don't see a need. Like, we could block and then reset the Rescuer as a 4/3, but it's that anyway. And I guess it would allow us to then... No, I'm just going to save Ashiok. Yeah, we can block Pegasus. It could go to 5/4, but I'm not worried. Let's just do this.
enough.
Don't even need to time twist it now. I don't think we need to do that. We just need to activate Ashiok.
And learn your truth. Every day is a new lesson.
I'm gonna go ahead and play this. We need more land. We're gonna minus Ashiok.
You.
And now really we just have no escape, time twist to save Ashiok, and no escape to prevent anything else, and then we should basically have them. Yeah, they're done. Green-white proliferate with a blue splash for proliferate nonsense. Yeah, I kind of like the no escape Iron Bully swap again. If we make it out of this, remind me. I think I'm going to make that change main because I keep doing it in sideboard. There's not much else to do. He could not, Oppo could not find a way to, they were at 6 cards in library and they couldn't even attack. I mean, they didn't know this. They didn't know that we could save Ashiok. I think they could have made one more stab at taking out Ashiok, but they knew that even if they got Ashiok dead, they couldn't win in the 6 cards left they had in their library. Who dat? Thanks for the follow, Phoenix. That's a nice keep here. Greet into Narset. Maybe Greet into No Escape. If they play nothing here, we're in great shape. So we'll see if they have a 2 with which to pressure us. No! Alright! Now we want to see them play something with 3 toughness that we can target. And we get it. We do want a Manticore, but we have 5 of 6 already. We don't need to put more land on top. We'll find our 6th eventually. Like right there, in fact. Alright, we could leave up No Escape, but we're going to start parting the old veils.
I have practiced against meditate and prepare.
Sure, with the Manticore on the horizon, we should have a pretty well protected Ashiok. So let's go ahead and take him. Or them. Excuse me, Ashiok. Them. Little Bantron from Oppo. Oh, cool. I love this play.
Keep an open mind.
Haha! Pegasus is pretty good. I was just saying, I hope we get Honor the God Pharaoh so I get something easy to reverse rolls with. And there we have it. What do we want? We have any 2s to keep up? So no 2s to keep up, so we're playing one of our 3s, or leaving up No Escape. We have more blue demands than red, so we're definitely playing our islands. We could even play Ashiok, and they probably panic into Ashiok, but maybe actually the Honor makes sense here. That's true. We could honor and reversal if we need next turn, so we could start the Ashiok train. All right, let's see if they panic about Ashiok. Maybe we get a get to eat one of these in their desperation to take it down. Their best bet would be to, like, totally lost the Sphinx. That is similar.
Don't gaze too long into the abyss. I've seen a lot of things.
All right, well, should have kept up the no escape. Got a little greedy there.
I've lost my appetite.
Now... let's go... do Pyrohelix, God Pharaoh. I guess let's start with the God Pharaoh. We could honor and reverse as well, yes. Wait. We could also... no, we have to honor first. So I was trying to figure out if we could cast this as the second spell so that we get a counter on the Drake if we take it. Yeah, we could Narset and reverse. Or honor and reverse. Narset reverse, honor reverse. Oh yeah, we can't Narset reverse. Right. I'm letting this wind down here. Yeah, let's go honor. Oops. And we will pitch... what are we pitching? Yikes. I guess we have to pitch... horse is already out of the barn. We could ditch Narset, but if we survive, we're going to like her. This feels pretty weak. But makes him do stuff.
Sometimes people rely a little too heavily on the spirits, if you know what I mean.
Alright. This isn't actually the worst. I worry about their proliferation, but they're out of cards now, so... I think we want to... let's play an island. So with 7 mana... we can go 4 and 3 or 4 and 2. Probably not the right time for Narset, so I think we want to go Silverwing, see what they're up to, and then decide what to Helix. Law Rune coming, so that maybe says we wait on Helix. And I'm going to leave up... yeah, I'm going to leave up Pyrohelix here. Yeah, that's my plan. Might need to use this Pyrohelix on the Tapper. Yeah, I know, but, like, we have too many things we want to kill, Nick. And the thing with Battalion, quote, being out of range is that at least we drop a Manticore, and then it's still far away from being able to attack through. Whereas Trusted Pegasus giving things flying and this tapping things are more dire to me than this Battalion getting bigger. And they have to suicide something in if they're going to get that that Battalion bigger. So, like, now, maybe we could Helix it. No, I don't think it's correct. We're going to eat the army token. Accept a big battalion. But then I think we just actually have to kill this Law Rune. that's the thing that makes this defense stop working, basically, in my thinking. And we can globe. I should have globed first. I thought we were at 8, or at 7, not 8. That's why I did it that way, but so it goes. Now next turn we can play a Silverwing and actually protect Narset effectively and hopefully get a couple of good spells off of her. Interesting. Well, I'll Narset first, but what we want to do here is Silverwing at Kaya and make sure she doesn't proliferate back to relevance. Then we can play another Silverwing and Narset. We can't contentious plan with that play. I do want to Narset here, though, so let's start with Narset and then see what we get. And then maybe that changes things.
My prowess will hone your prowess.
Transmutation, great. We'll save that for big trouble and actually go with the... Oops, not all attack. Let's just send the Silverwing at Kaya. I haven't been watching the MPL Weekly, but I'm glad it exists. Is that a fair answer?
I had guild business to attend to anyway.
I really hope that they turn competitive arena coverage into something we all come to know, love, and expect and are thankful for, you know? But honestly, have not been deep into it yet. That could get out of hand and puts a little pressure on us to actually finish things. If it gets big enough to start becoming an abyss on the ground. But right now, not doing too much. Start with a Narset activation. Ah, interesting. Contentious Plan or Jaya's Greeting? Definitely the Greeting. Getting rid of that Pegasus really allows us to start putting pressure on in the air, so I want to do that. And we'll go ahead and plan here. Yeah, we're going to hang on to the Transmutation. We could put it on the Martyr to avoid proliferation, the Stinger to avoid the Death Touch, but right now we're stable on the ground and winning in the air, so we want to see if Oppo can do anything to change that. Alright, putting a counter on the Crocodile is their start to trying to come back. If they attack, we're going to just trade for the Manticore. Yeah, record is correct. Interesting. Okay. So... coming straight at us, I think we block here. Do we have to? That was rough, actually. That was a very good draw for them. So this block is what Roland is suggesting. Then we take 7, go to 4, and then we're kind of back on D. The trouble is this battalion doesn't take a transmutation well. but I think we gotta block this this crocodile. I'm gonna do this. I gotta make a call. Nick may have had a better line, but I'm on 0 hourglass and running low. So, well, let's do this.
My creations are things of
And gotta do this.
I have just the trick for this.
Time twist, totally lost. Totally lost is what we need here. Can we afford to attack with both? I guess we keep one back. I like this. It's a little risky, but we want to encourage the all-out attack here and get him with totally lost. We're at just a little too low life for me to risk... Oh, that's true. They know. Sorry, I forgot the eyeballs. That's still... maybe I'm being too paranoid in keeping that back. I didn't cast the transmutation because these aren't really a huge concern for me. Like, I don't care about these very much, and if they play something that, like, you know, the Blue God or something, like, well, we really glad that we had the transmutation if that happens. Now we'll go ahead and turn this into... Do we want a small flyer or a big ground dude? They just chump on the ground. Let's just make an air force. Looks like everybody wanted big ground, or those who piped up. I liked the air pressure. I don't know if that was wrong. Maybe I'm low enough that we're supposed to be defensive, but... And that's why the arc bow is pretty risky. It looks pretty bad when it doesn't work. All right, we did it. We got some gems back, ladies and gentlemen. Using the term loosely. Grind enough games for you, or do you want more grind? All right, we'll keep that. That's a worst draw on our deck right now. No more mountains, please, deck. No more mountains. Nah, Dionysus, this is going to be my last event, no matter what at this point. Yeah, I'll keep an island. Yeah, it's a good no escape target since it has a death trigger. And yeah, we'll keep a flyer. What you got, Oppo? Price of betrayal. Good to know. Pretty easy play there. Hopefully they play something super sweet for us to roll reverse, as we have the island for that now. Well, we're gonna go for the old Thunderdrake Contentious Plan combo. Alright. Oppo's had enough right away. Yeah, maybe I should have attacked first. It didn't matter, though. I don't like... What is it to draw out their removal? Like, that was a spot where I don't think it really mattered, attack first or not. Red-black actually makes me not want to play the no escape and instead keep the bully in. Maybe even run something like an assailant. It's not very sexy, but red-black aggro can be a problem. Could do that. And drop a plan, drop a wheel spin. Plan is really good for us, though. I don't like cutting a plan. Yeah, I know it's not something we want to do, but is it correct? If they're up to red-black aggro, it's correct to bring in a 2/2. They scooped a little early, but we put on some good pressure and they folded. All right, I'm going to take out the assailant, but let's keep it in mind. Let's see if this is something we need for the next round. I'm going to keep everything else as is here. Oh, you're talking about Fate Seal. Well, I think running a 2/2 with no text for 2 is pretty EU in this format as well, but not sure yet. Dionysus is building his case for me to keep streaming. What do you mean so short? I've been on a 9 to noon plan for ever since I switched to 9. Every time I go over noon, you're getting free streaming, okay? Free streaming. Double D's wanted me to wait. Hey, no, shh. Toll continues to be a big pain in the ass. Hate being exposed to all my sweet cards. Just exposed. Not gonna Pyrohelix a 1/1 though. Well, now it might be worth it because I don't want that Crunch to attack. And we don't know what exactly we're doing next turn, so unfortunately, yep, now we're gonna do this. I hate that low value, but we had no plan for our follow-up turn, and I'm not about to start taking 5 as we flail to find an answer as we're doing here. Yeah, we're not going to win this one. We have stumbled too much. We're going to take 7. Might not even be too early to scoop here. I don't know how we recover. We can do nothing with Time Twist. It does literal 0. So we're just going to untap. And if we get lucky and draw a land, then what? Then we're at 12, and they've added to their board. And we're looking at casting a Rescuer Sphinx. I guess we have a no escape though, so let's hang on. It's not dead. We're not dead because of the no escape. No escape into Jaya's greeting, and we are stable for the moment. And there's the land, and we need it, except it can't cast the Sphinx if we keep that land. We can't cast anything of relevance if we keep that particular land, so we actually have to bin it. Now we do the... Pay no attention to my life total, get that Saheeli. You can't let Saheeli live.
This should be fun.
And now I think we're just toast, though. If they have all lands and fall for the attack Saheeli trick. Yeah, alright. They are really set up against Planeswalkers. They're main decking remove counter uncommon and are playing that one on us, so our Planeswalkers need to get some value as soon as they hit, or we're not going to get much from them, it looks like, against that Oppo. I don't know, Big Scary Dave, but if it is possible, I bet the internet knows. Ashiok out? Yeah, that's probably correct. This is not a game we're going to win with Ashiok. I like that. I like that. Probably means we need a no escape in, though. Just counter anything they're doing, and then maybe that Assailant looks okay over maybe a Manticore. Go lower instead of bigger. Could even bring in the Submersible, but we still don't have enough to really crew that vehicle, so I'm going to pass on that. But I think I like those changes. What about Reaver? I mean, you see what colors we are, right? Hey, would this help? Help if I do this? Are we talking, is there a Reaver in... Yeah, I think that's the best we're going to do here. All right, come on, we can do this. Profit. We did grind 20 gems in the draft, so if we can win this game, it's profit. Too late, Parappa, you're not forgiven. But now you're forgiven because of your sweet username. Punch, kick, it's all in the mind. Are we going to lose to another Grim Initiate deck? Although this is the home... Grim Initiate in the black-red makes some sense. And we can see, yeah, like putting in the 2/2 is correct. We could even transmute it so that it doesn't become anything, but we should just wait. And I'm going to go ahead and fire off this contentious plan. Although we could wait and try and get the bully to 3/3. Maybe that's worth it. Yeah, I'm going to... Since we have a plan, I'm going to wait. Don't do it. Don't play anything. Just pass. Just pass. Yes! That probably means they have, like, Jaya's Greeting or whatever, but it's still better for us than more pressure. So we're going to try a Iron Bully here. And see if we can't proliferate it to relevance next turn. Or the turn after. Maybe we go Silverwing next turn. We could contentious plan, transmute the devil. Yeah, transmute the devil, puts on the brakes. Then we contentious plan. Let's start with contentious plan though. Maybe we find Jaya's greeting. No such luck there. But we can do this. And now I like, potentially we can rescue our Sphinx, pull back the transmutation. It's permanent, right? Yeah, non-land permanent. And we're actually going to stay back on D here. Preserve our life total. I mean, there's not much we can do except play our stuff and hope it's enough. In this case, I guess we Silverwing, see what they've got coming, and hopefully we set up a role reversal. Maybe that weird gets really big and we just steal it. Tithe Bearer, you say. Oh, I just get to see it anyway. Yeah, they're not playing that right away. We'll see. We'll see. No blocks here. Oh, so much for role reversal. Although we could do it now. And it would not get, the Dread Malkin would be unable to save it. But man, we have to give him a Silverwing to do it? I think we find a different spot. I almost want to rescue our Sphinx and bring the Silverwing back and make a 4-3, and then, because we don't have anything else, like next turn we can actually play Silverwing and roll reversal if we want. So I'm going to attack and then bounce it. Yeah, I know they only had one black, but I didn't have a creature I wanted to give them for it. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Trouble is I have to make targets before, so we'll go Saheeli and Silverwing, although then we have to kind of chump, or I really want to get a counter out of Saheeli. Maybe we start with Silverwing. But they also have that anti-Planeswalker. They might just kill Saheeli before we get any value out of her. I'm going to replay the Silverwing. See what's coming. Tybalt. Tybalt is coming. That's not great. It's going to make the Spellgorger Weird bigger. And then we can reverse the Weird, maybe. Maybe we do find a way. Since we know this is coming, I'm going to risk Saheeli. You want to steal now? We take the 4/4 and we give him a 2/3 though? I don't like doing that now. Yeah, let him make it a 5/5. They'll make it a 5/5 and then we'll steal it. But of course if we Saheeli, then we're gonna have to chump to save Saheeli. So that's the thing. If we don't swap now, we play Saheeli and then we chump the Weird with the Silverwing. All right. think we have to do that now. Only because, like, Saheeli was no play. I think we just are in a bad spot, unfortunately. Might end here. Well, all right. We're gonna do this.
What an interesting creature. Let's see how you work.
No, it doesn't make a token just because you cast it. There was no way to make a token in exchange with it. I was trying to set up a world in which we play Saheeli, have the time to do something like Totally Lost, but I even called out that Oppo, for some reason, is playing this main deck. This is a terrible main deck card,
I'm sorry,
gotta say.
but I must tend to my creations.
But at least, yeah, we pulled it out of their hand, I guess. They're willing to trade their Initiate for the Sphinx. I don't blame them. We're gonna say no thank you. Yeah, we could get our Silverwing back. That's not a bad plan. Although it puts it on top, so it's like it becomes our draw. It's what we
The
do.
only thing to fear is a higher door in audience.
You'll start here. Not great. But I guess we totally, let's see, do we die if we totally lost the Silverwing and send it Tybalt? We get a 6/6 against unblockable. They could make this go to a 3/3, sack this to get 4 damage, and then they cast a spell, so this is a 2 point, and this is like 4, 5, 6, and then we block this, though. I think we're just dead. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels towards death. Like, like we have to get Tybalt, or we can't handle these tokens, but we need to do attack to do it, and now we just take a big hit here. We do get to put Weird in front of the Prophet. See what they got coming. That's GG. Wait, Double D says. What? I think we're dead. Too bad. Too bad. I hate starting off with the 1 loss and then going into 2 losses. Especially when it costs us profit. Well, that's not a card we were particularly beating. GG Oppo, nice deck. Too bad. We can only muster the old 2/2. Wasn't a fantastic blue-red deck. It was just decent. But we gave ourselves some pretty good lines there. I think I liked our lines overall today. There was some desperation rope lines that I wasn't super sure about, but I think overall we had a pretty good decision day.